What's going on, my tapped out auto fans? Well, I had a couple of y'all message me and asked me if I could find them two pieces of paper I found in this car with the people's names on it. That y'all would help me find out who they are, stuff like that. Maybe get some history on the car, maybe some true history on the car, because I have not a clue. And yeah. So here's one of them: voter's registration card. And yeah, I don't have no idea how that's spelled. And I'm not having a problem putting an address on here because this stuff is like this one here. This was the high school off campus pass, and this was 1995. All right, guys. Well, I posted that again and stuff like that, and a lot of people's been asking me, "You've owned that car for almost 5 years, I think over 5 years. What is such a big deal of finding the people that used to own it?" Well, guys, if we ever want these cars to be worth any money, we're going to have to start documenting them like the 67 through 69 Camaros. You have to look. The 67 to 69 Camaros is worth the most money if they're documented. The ones that are up there and stuff like that for 50 to 100 and $200,000, those cars are all documented all the way down to who was the very first owner. A lot of them even has the original title from 1967 to 1969. Is these third gens going to be worth that much money? Who knows? I imagine the people and stuff like that that had the 67 to 69 Camaros, I imagine they thought those cars will never be worth any money. That's why they got rid of them and crushed them. And now look how much money they're worth. We're even go for the split bumpers, the 70 to 72. Same thing with there. How many of those wind up in the junkyard? How many of those are they still pulling out of the junkyard? So, yeah, same thing with that. There is probably going to be a time where these third gens are going to be popular. Now, just like the 60s and early 70s Camaros, there was a battle of which one was going to be popular when that time came and those cars started being popular. I remember a time that you could not touch a split bumper for under $10,000, but you can still find 67, 68, 69 Camaros all damn day long for like $1,200 to $2,000. I know, I bought one. I bought mine with a 68. I paid $2,500 for it. I wanted a split bumper, but the dude wanted, I think it was like almost $11,000 for the split bumper, and it was just a stock. There it is. Like, really? And I found, I think it was a 68, and it was $2,500, and had a junkyard 350 in it. Yeah, I would like to have that money. I don't know what the hell I did with that car. I have no idea. I imagine, I did make a profit off of it, but I wish I had that car today. But the only way that these third gens are going to be worth any money is documentation. So that's one reason why I am still trying to look for the people that used to own this car, because I don't have no money. Broke. I'm trying to build this car on a baloney budget. And you're going to always know that this car has been wrecked. I mean, even my videos, the car was wrecked pretty significantly. I do have some people tell me, and as far as I can read on that build sheet, it is a specially ordered car. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. I got some, little bit of research and stuff like that for some people and stuff that was, thank you guys for watching and stuff like that. I know y'all going to watch this. And y'all tell me and stuff like that it was specially ordered. Looked like it was ordered somewhere at the end of 86, but wasn't taken delivery until like the beginning of 88. Which, like I said, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of parts off this car. It's from 1988. I've taken a lot of parts off this car that has a date stamp on it from 1988, and I know that this car has never been touched. But on that note, there is something that doesn't make any sense to me. I know this car was sitting in my girlfriend's garage for 25 years. Did not move off his property for 25 years until this guy got it. So I did the math between when him and his friend bought it and the last time that car was on the road. And basically the only thing I could figure out stuff is about 1995, 1996 is right around the last time this car ever was driven on the road. Ever. So that has me thinking, okay, so let's just go 96. 96 was the last year it was driven. That's basically and stuff like that where I got the last year that this car was driven. Because I can't find the previous owners, I don't know. Just by doing the math, about 1996. So, let's say the car wasn't delivered until 98. So if the car was last driven in 96, then that means that the car was only driven 8 years. So let's give or take 8 to 12 years. 8 to 12 years. 12 years being the tops that car was on the road. And according to the math, it was only on the road for 8 years. Guys, that car had 88,000 original miles on that car when I bought it. That means that somebody had to drive that car 11,000 miles a year. See what I'm saying? The math doesn't add up. According to the RPO codes in the console, it had the fancy stereo in it, which it didn't have when I bought it. Kind of weird for only being on the road for 8,000 miles. It did have... now, nothing was changed. This car even had the original spark plugs in it when I bought it. But it did look like that somebody did some wiring, some diagnosis on some wiring. Now, for what? I have no idea what these wires went to. But I imagine that, General Motors don't use butt connectors on their wiring harness. But I don't have no idea where them wires went to. Also, this car had a bumper hitch on it from factory. I still have the bumper hitch. It's broke because it looks like wherever they pulled it out of when it got wrecked, they ripped broke it in half when they pulled it on the rollback or tow truck or whatever it was. But I have the stuff to fix it. But it is a factory bumper hitch for an 87 IROC. Yeah, and how I know it's factory is because when I took it off the car, all factory hardware, it goes into factory placements. I've never seen, guys I've owned, holy hell, I'm going to say, no exaggeration, over 15, less than 20, 25 Camaros. I've owned a lot of cars. But yeah, somewhere around over, 15, maybe over Camaros. I have been to lots of third gen meets. I have talked to a lot of third gen people, especially since I've owned this one. And not one person has said, we've seen one come off the showroom floor with a bumper hitch. Not a one of them. This car came off the showroom floor, or when it was specially ordered. That's what I think. I think when it was specially ordered, that's when it had the bumper hitch on it. Now, I can't read the whole
I mean, the whole sheet is like Xeroxed inside the fender of the tunnel wall, transmission tunnel wall of the car, the build sheet. So I can't really read the entire build sheet. I do know where it says special options and it says special order. But where it says special order, you can't really see anything underneath it. Also, I talked to a lot of people about, because it's got a one of them scan codes on the build sheet. I like, that's really weird. I haven't watched my video to make sure and stuff like that. And yeah, it's got a scan code, but I don't even think those things existed in the 90s period, did they? We're talking about, the little, not the barcode, the little scan code, like if you go to a gas station and, you scan that little square box, and stuff like that to get promotion deals. That's what it looks like it's on this build sheet. But as far as I know, they never came out with that at that time. Especially in the damn late 80s. I don't remember it. If y'all guys do, comment it down below. But again, we are never ever going to get these third gen Camaros. I know for a fact they're going to be popular. I mean, probably about, I would say, well, we don't know. I mean, we could say, oh, they could be as popular as the, I guess second gen, what was it, 71 to 78 or 9, but those are not, even to this day, those are kind of getting popular, but you still see them $5,500 to $10,000 in perfect condition. So will they be the next, 60s Camaro? And the third gen will be the next 70s Camaros? I don't know. I personally think the third gen Camaro is going to be more popular in the future than the 71 through 78 or 9. I honestly do, because in my generation, when I grew up, those cars, I don't know, even back when I was a kid, those cars, people really didn't like them. Even the Camaro lovers didn't really like them. It was more of, when the third gens came out in 1980, people kind of forgot about those, because the third gens was like the shiznizzle of the road, at that time, compared to the Fox Body Mustang. But my opinion and stuff, those cars dominated, the 80s and early 90s. But if we're going to start getting these cars to be worth any money, then we're going to have to get the research on them, and we're going to have to document it. Now we have film. Back then it was paperwork, in the 60s, but now we have film, so now we can document, real documentation of the vehicles, because we have nothing on these cars, guys. Nothing. There's a lot of weird stuff about this car that I just don't get. Like I said, this car's been sitting for 8 to 12 years. Okay, number one, why does it have 88,000 miles on it if it's only been on the road for 8 to 12? Now, I don't know. I have no idea. I was actually going to think about, the T-top cover and stuff like that has a Florida tag on it, but the T-top cover came from a different car. Another thing is when my girlfriend's dad bought it. It had window louvers on it, but it has, the rear window louvers, but it has no evidence where one was on that car ever. The ROP code shows that there was not one ordered for that car, which is really weird how high option that car is if they didn't spring for the window louvers. Another thing about that car is there was 4 holes. Now you have your spoiler. Right in front of the spoiler on both sides was 2 holes. Now it doesn't make any sense to me why somebody would put another spoiler on the back of that car. There's no evidence that there was a second spoiler put on that car for some reason. So again, I would like to know what them 4 holes, there's 2 on each side, is for. I'll show you real quick. Here we are. Oh man, we got another cold front today. It's like, it's freezing. But I'm getting everything super clean, guys. Just super clean, taking my time on it, getting everything done. I love the way them gauges and that stereo turned out. But I don't like working on this car when it's super cold. All the plastics and stuff like that are very brittle. I mean, that thing's expensive. That's $100, according to, Third Gen Junkie. So yeah, when I seen his for $100, it's like, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with that. But as you see up here on both sides, of course, here is where the spoiler sits. Now, the spoiler was never taken off this car. But right here, one here and one here, I know how this looks. I'm not a body man. I'm doing the best I can. But right here and right here, on both sides, were 2 holes. For some reason. And I'd like to know what them holes are, because this is the original hacks for this car. And there is no sign that this car ever had the window louvers on the back of it. They were stolen at the auction after my girlfriend's dad bought it, which really sucked. But like I said, the ROP code shows that it never had these, so maybe the previous owner bought it and just never put it on. But yeah, I'd like to know what them 2 holes are for. Also, another thing is, when I had this engine out, y'all can look through my previous videos. When I had this engine out, I had my friend Jake Eckelberger, what up Jake, help me run the numbers on this engine. And this engine does not show that it goes, that it was I can't say it didn't go for the Camaro, because obviously it's in the Camaro, but it was actually for the 1989 Chevrolet 3/4 ton pickup trucks. Now, ain't that weird? So this car was from 87, okay, has never been touched. I know this. I've been a mechanic for over 30 years. I've been working on a shit ton of these cars. I know that this car was never touched before I bought it. Never. Nothing on this car was ever touched, except for some reason the stereo was changed out. Maybe somebody at the auction knew that that was a very high, expensive stereo, and maybe somebody at the auction decided to swap it out, as well as they stole the louvers in the back, because the exhaust was also gone on this car when they got it. Another thing of it is the engine. So I looked up the engine. Oh, hang on me, guys. Oh, freezing ass cold. So I looked up at the engine, and it was really weird to me that the engine code is really weird on that motor. So I did some research, and evidently what happened is, when this guy ordered this car, I don't know why, but for some reason in 1987, when they built this car, they put a 1989 3/4 ton truck motor in this car. Now, when I run the numbers off the engine to the car, they match. When I run the numbers off the ROP code of the engine, they match. So the engine is original to the car. It's original. And far as I know, they never put no TPI in any Chevrolet pickup trucks, far as I know. And yeah, it's really weird, guys. If you look it up, I think that there was only, I know that there was 5 of these engines built in 1987. And I know this because I talked to a General Motors guy that was building those cars in the 80s. And he said they didn't do it a lot, but they did do it. And it's just like he told me and stuff that they, in 1978 through 1980, if you remember right, they used to put, I think actually it went over 80. I think it was like 83 or 84. They used to put 305 Chevrolet motors in Cadillacs. Same way with 350s. They also put the 350s Chevrolet motors in Cadillacs in the late 80s, early 90s. Let's go with that because I ain't sure of the dates, but I do know, well, no, not early 90s. It would be late 70s, early 80s. So late 70s, early 80s is when they was putting the 305 and 350 Chevrolet motors in Cadillacs. Now, this guy told me and stuff like that when they stopped doing that, and I think he said it was like 83 or 84 when they stopped doing that, that they completely redesigned the 5.7. The leftover Cadillac motors, which were 305s and Chevy and 350s that were Chevrolet motors, was also put into the Camaros, into the third gen Camaros. And you can look this up, and yeah, they actually did. So he told me it was not uncommon that somebody wanted a higher horsepower or a higher torque engine for their car, that they would specially order a higher option 350. Because guys, Chevy 350s back then was not just one engine. One engine for the same horsepower no, it was not like that. You had Chevy 350s. I think there was like 3 or 4 variants because you had the Chevy 350 for the trucks that was different compression, different horsepower, different everything. Then you had the ones that were for the civilian cars, like the Caprices and stuff like that, and the Impalas. You know, same thing with that. They were lower horsepower and lower compression. Then you had the Chevy Corvette 350 with the aluminum heads that was completely different all the way around. Even the Chevy 350 3/4 ton and the 3/4 ton trucks were completely different. They had bigger heads on it and bigger ports and all that shit. So yeah, I think there might have been more than 4, but I know for a fact there was like at least 4 different variances of the Chevy 350 in the 80s and early 90s. So yes, it was not uncommon for somebody that would want to specially order a motor for their Camaro that had this. And you're asking, well, how are you positively for sure that that's a one of one? Well, for one, the interior in it, that leather interior, is rare, and it was a very expensive, like top tier, very expensive option. I did find out by a third gen guru that you could not find one of them cars. You might could find one on the lot, but majority it was specially ordered through the company for leather interior. Leather interior wasn't what people bought these cars for their kids. There was a few people that bought them and stuff like that, but they wasn't the country club car. You have to think there was the Mercedes and the BMWs in the 80s and 90s that ruled that world, and certain Cadillacs that ruled that world. So nobody's taking the damn third gen Camaro to the golf club. Okay? Mainly rich people bought them cars just like the Fox Body Mustangs for their little bastard kids. Period. So for somebody to go into a dealership and say, I want the best of the best of the best for my kid's high school car, that's pretty unlikely. The most options that I have seen on any Camaro that is like rapid is either the red interior or the gray interior. The black interior and the, what do they call that, saddlebag interior is very rare. Now, the black leather interior is actually more rare than this car as far as what I've heard. I've only seen a handful, like maybe 2 or 3, that has the original stock black leather interior. And you always know because it's going to say Camaro indented in the bottom seat of the Camaro. It might say it on the back of it too, but I know it says it on the seat if it's original to the car. Just like this one I hear, it says, sorry guys, I made a mistake. It does say it on the back. See? Camaro. So that's how you're going to know if your seats are original to the car. And I don't like leather seats, but these people up here think these damn parts are worth $1 million. So I'm just going to put seat covers on it to protect the seats and be done with it. So we have that. Also, another thing of it is this car here also has the original Can, which is also kind of rare, Camaro embroidered floor mats. So it's like, I'm not understanding. So a guy goes into a dealership, or a girl, I don't know, guy or girl, orders special leather interior, the high option stereo, the highest level of every trim package, performance package, everything for this car, says, you know, that's not enough. I want more horsepower and more torque. What is your options? Well, we have this 1989 motor that is 2 years in the future, and we can put that in the car for this amount of money. Okay. And then I don't think them cars came stock with 3-inch exhaust. This is all original, guys. I could film, y'all can look through my footage of this car. When I look and stuff like that, all this car is completely original. When it comes down to where the catalytic converter used to be, from the catalytic converter on, the exhaust was gone. The pancake catalytic converter was still on it. I have never in my life cut one of them pancake converters off, and the damn hole is 3 inches round. When I took that thing into the scrapyard, I don't know how much those things were. I was interested. I should have kept it. But I think the guy gave me like fucking $75 for that damn thing, because he said it was a special something. And I think he got like $75 or $80 out of that catalytic converter out of that car. I ain't shitting you. And he was even talking to me, and he even took his tape measure out, and he's like, I've never seen one with 3-inch outlet and inlet hole. Me neither. Never. 2.5-inch tops. Never 3. It was okay. I don't know. Another thing of it is they must have ordered extra padding for the carpet. Guys, when I took that carpet out and stuff like that, it has the installation's like that thick. Not that thick, that thick. And even the installation that I took out, the carpet has installation glued on it that is like that thick, like factory thick. So they ordered extra installation for the car. Why? I mean, I was kind of wondering why when every time you got in that car and stuff like that, you go to hit the gas, it kind of felt your heel kind of felt like it's sitting on a lump. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't feel right, And I kind of thought it was something with the accelerator and stuff like that. No, it was because there was so much damn padding underneath that carpet. That was the problem. Now you sit in it, your foot feels great. So again, I would like to ask the previous owners, why the hell did y'all spring for extra installation underneath the carpet? Like, so things like that I want to know, guys. I want to know why that it had extra installation in the carpet. What was the reason? I would like to know why. What was the big thing about having a special motor put in this car when you first bought it? You know, um, was this car used for anything like promotional? Can I find this car in a magazine somewhere? Was this car used for Trans Am racing? A lot of people say that I'm full of crap about the fiberglass cap that goes over the teacups. Guys, research it like I did. Like I told you, I found one that I even posted it on my video. It was red. Um, it looks just like the cap that goes on the Corvettes, but it's for the third gen Camaro. Never seen that, never seen that before. There's been a lot of things here in the last week that I've been seeing popping up on the third gen sites that these cars came with back in the 80s, and everybody's like, man. The guy's got proof that this car came with this. Like them hatches, those specially made Euro hatches. Everybody's like, oh, no, they didn't. Bullshit, they did too make a ton of those hatches to go on that car. I actually owned one of them cars with one of them hatches, and yeah, it puts a lot of more weight on that car than it does just leaving the damn hatch on. To me, it does. But yeah, there's just a lot of things I want to know about that car, guys. Um, it does have a straight posi rear end. Like, it does not have a limited slip rear end. That damn thing, without the speaker box in it, if you take and hammer on that car, it'll shake your damn. You'll look like me. You'll have no damn teeth. That whole ass engine, like the fuck. Has air shocks on it, so that's a big But I go out and yeah, it's straight posi. Like, it's straight posi. Ain't limited slip at all. And I'm not quite sure. I actually need to do some investigation on that rear end. I know it's not. I know it ain't a 411 posi. I know it's not, but it does have a straight posi rear end in it. And like I said, guys, that car has never been touched since factory. So that straight posi rear end that's in that car was specially ordered for that car. And it just, I don't know. Now with the speaker box in the back of that car, I mean, if you take and power brake and stuff, it'll roast the tires all day long. But if you stomp on that car, even with them cheap ass, China ass tires on there, it'll just take off. It'll scare the hell out of you. I do know that the transmission does have a factory shift kit in it. I do know that. It shifts. I drove a lot of $700, guys, and stock $700 does not shift that quickly. Like, it's bah. The hell? Yeah, first time that happened, I looked down like, all right, what the hell's going on there? Even when I took the transmission out of the car and stuff, I got and stuff that I had to look at and everything. He literally told me and stuff like that he could not tell me what the inside of the transmission has without tearing it all apart, and I didn't want to do that. It doesn't leak. So I didn't want to do all that stuff, but he did tell me and stuff just by riding in the car with me and looking at it, stuff like that, that it does seem like that the transmission does have some type of a shift kit from factory, because everything in it is stamped. So as far as I know, so I want to know, I want to know, why did that car was built with a truck motor that didn't even supposed to exist at that time, but it does have records that engine is factory with that car. I would also like to know why it has a straight posi track rear end in it. It's not a limited slip. It's a straight posi. That's another thing I want to know. I want to know why it has a um, built transmission from factory. And guys, with all this adding up, somebody spent a hell of a lot of money for this car. I mean, a hell of a lot of money for this car. I'd like to know how much they paid for this car. I mean, an iconic black and gold T-top, leather interior, 1987, the first year of the 350 in those cars, upgraded suspension, upgraded rear end, upgraded motor, upgraded transmission, upgraded stereo system, upgraded interior. What was the car for? You know? I seriously, now, how many owners? I mean, like I said, guys, this car was only on the road for 8 to 12 years, period. So in 8 to 12 years, this thing had gotten 88,000 miles. I would like to know how. That's 11,000 miles a year, guys. 11,000 miles a year. So was it in Trans Am racing or some type of road racing back then? And that's why this person did all this. Now, when I got the car, what was also strange to me was it had Corvette tires on it. The wide Corvette tires? Not the rims, the tires. Like, I looked up the size tires a long time ago and stuff like that, just to see what they standardly come off of, because at that time I did not know what size tires came on that Camaro. Well, as soon as I type that in, first thing that pops up, 1980s Corvettes. Specifically 1982 to 1986. So was this car specially ordered with all this stuff and Corvette tires? Because I don't even believe that the tires was even changed on this car as much hell as we had getting them off the damn rims. I don't think so. Also, another reason why I think that these tires were original to the car is because on the back of every one of these damn tires and rims, I remember that there was a blue chalk line that went from the top of the back of the tire all the way down to the rim, all the way inside the rim, kind of like this, on all 4 tires, and it looked original. It did not look like nobody touched that crap or anything. I wish I wasn't so much of a damn hurry at that time, and plus I didn't even have my camera on when we put those tires on. I don't think. I might have to look. But yeah, so it's got Corvette racing tires on. Well, I'm not going to say racing, but let's say Corvette tires, the wide ones, The motor, the transmission, the rear end. It's telling me that somebody built that car. Somebody went into a Chevrolet dealership and wanted that car built for racing. My thing of it is, why a T-top? T-top is really not the car that somebody would want to build to be a race car. Now, I didn't film it because I'm not a dumbass and stuff like that. So this here is just nothing but hearsay, because I think filming you exceeding the speed limit is retarded. I do. There's been a couple of people asking me to film it and stuff like that. Guys, I'm not going to film it. I could get on stand and tell them that I lied. So as right now and stuff like that, if you want to believe me, believe me. But I've had that goddamn car up to 140 miles an hour. There's only one problem with that. I know the speedometer's right because I had my phone on the odometer app. There was really one problem with that. My foot wasn't even, it was about halfway down. Maybe a little bit more, but I still had good. I mean, I could have put. I mean, that damn thing would have probably exceeded 160. It probably would have hit 160. It hit 140 like nothing. I mean, as soon as I hit that interstate, I half pedal and stuff, and that speedometer went hello. And I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm already doing 140. I have had a lot of Chevy 350s in my life. There ain't no way in hell that this thing hit 140 that quick. And I looked down at the damn phone, and that damn phone confirmed it. It's like, alright. And it didn't, guys, that car just floats. Now, I've had a shit ton of Camaros, and I've had them that fast before. And you're like knuckling that damn thing like, this little motherfucker gonna kill me. This car is planted. Also, I've noticed about this car, when I pulled it up to a stock, like a, regular 305, I think it was a 305. Yeah, it was a 305 automatic third-gen Camaro. I don't think this car, I mean, it's got factory everything. I mean, this car doesn't have any type of lowering suspension or anything on it. This car is actually quite lower than all the other stock Camaros that I've seen, at least by an inch. At least by an inch. And everything on that car is stock. I did notice that the front springs and the rear springs are bigger than stock. So I don't know if, like I say, I'd like to talk to the person that I would love to talk to the person that used to own that car. That bought it brand new from the factory. I want to know what that car has in it, Now, everybody's like, well, run a Carfax. I ran a Carfax. The Carfax comes up telling me there's no information. Not even oil changes. Another thing is with this car is we're going back with it. It did have, I would say, 50 weight racing oil in it when I first bought it. Now, I've been running 10W40 just to learn the engine and stuff like that and everything. But I'm going to go back with the 50 weight. Now, we did tear the engine apart when I first got it, because the one thing I do know about them damn 80 models and 90 model, hell, I think even today, Chevrolet never got their head gaskets right for shit. Neither did Ford. I don't know where the hell Ford and Chevrolet got their damn head gaskets, but probably about the same place as Dodge gets their parts for their transmissions. So, we did tear this motor apart, and it is standard bore with standard pistons. The heads, though, you can tell that the heads does have bigger ports than factory. Even more now since I, port and polished every damn thing on that block and motor. All the water ports, all the intake and outtake and intake ports, everything on that. I spent, we have video on it, like 2-3 days just with that sander, just port and polishing every damn thing on that motor. It does have a stock cam in it. I mean, I could put a cam in it, guys. I've been really wanting to and stuff like that. Kind of get that, love that. But as many people and stuff, professional auto mechanics, race car drivers, are telling me that they must be making these damn cams out of beer cans. It's true. I'm not going to risk paying $400 for a comp cam, put it in that car, and it grenades within a week because the materials suck. It ain't the installer. It's, do some research. It's bad out there, guys. I just bought a brand new horn for that Toyota Celica day before yesterday. Brand new horn in the damn package and stuff like that. Bug lights honking the horn and stuff. And that car did have that Huga horn on it, but you don't need a damn Toyota with a Huga horn. So I bought a regular horn to put on it, and brand new out of the package. Damn thing don't work. Yeah, so I got to take that and exchange it tomorrow, and I'm going to test that thing right in the damn parking lot. We're just going to open boxes and start testing them, and whatever one goes, I'll take that one. No. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for watching stuff like that. Really do appreciate y'all guys for watching my videos and stuff like that. I know that I don't have the best entertainment in the world, but guys, I don't have the money or can find, the stuff that y'all want to watch. I'm in here with stuff like that watching this guy right here. It seems like everybody gets views anymore by this. I mean, there are two YouTubers I seen yesterday talking shit about this man, and they don't even know him. They don't even know him. But they're making tons and tons of, well, I ain't gonna say tons of money, but they're making money off of talking shit about this guy that they don't even know. They don't know the laws that he has to deal with in the state that he has to live with or anything. And it's his money. If he wants to be $40,000 upside down, who gives a shit? It ain't affecting you. What's crazy is $40,000 would pay for my house. Actually, not even $40,000. About $38,000 of that, my house would be paid for. Well, the mortgage would be paid for. So, being $40,000 upside down is not a big deal anymore. And plus, like I said, another thing is it's his money. Who cares? I have to say he's probably one of my favorite YouTubers. He's probably one of my favorite YouTubers. I would have to say top 3 favorite YouTubers. I have to say number 1, of course, is going to be Puddin' Fab Shop. Number 2 going to be Vice Grip Garage. And I say number 3 is going to be him. I do like Monkey Ranch Mike and Santa's Workshop, but I don't know. I like the way he explains stuff with cars. I like learning. And also and stuff like that, if I ever do get in a situation where I'm going to have money, then some of the things that he does and screws up with, I can learn from. So, But yeah, alright guys, well, I'm going to get off of here, share, like, and subscribe, and tell me it ain't cold. Look at the cracker. There we go. Look, damn it, Dad, it's cold. Yeah, it's shit outside, guys. It's freezing ass cold again. I think it's supposed to be starting to get nice again, starting next week, sometime. But, like I say, guys, I don't see the Camaro, coming back and stuff like that full time and stuff. Not unless I start getting some requests for it. But, everybody that has a third gen Camaro on their channel, they don't do good neither. I think I've only seen even Finnegan with the one that he's given away. I think I've only seen 2 videos of him announcing that he's giving that thing away away on a contest, and that's it. I haven't seen nothing else about that car, like nothing. So I don't even know if he's doing it or not. I think he's probably made more money off the damn t-shirts than he even cares about that car. Also, there's a lot of people on here that's got the third gen Camaros and stuff, and they're not doing good. That's why you don't see none of the big name YouTubers. I mean, Script Garage has 2 of them. A long time ago he revived one, but he knows that there's no views on that car, so he's not going to put it back up. He's even got a Pro Mod third gen Camaro that would be fun to see him build, but he ain't gonna bring that on the channel because he knows there's no views on that. There was another YouTuber that just bought one and stuff like that, thought that his channel was gonna blow up, and he paid like $5,000 for this third gen Camaro, and I'm like, dude, why? Oh man, I'm gonna get some views and stuff like that, man. I seen that Script Garage had all these views. Dude, but it took him like a year to get that many views on that third gen Camaro. Like a year. And he bought it, put it on his channel, it tanked, and he took his channel down. Yeah. So yeah, and I've noticed and stuff like that YouTube, I'm more positive YouTube is telling these people what to buy. I don't know if they could say it or not, stuff like that, but come on. It's awfully weird that Vice Grip Garage builds, what was it, a 68 or 67 Barracuda, a maroon one with his boy. But then, like, the same time, all of a sudden, Randy, that guy there, finds one at Auto Auction Rebuilds in California, just walking around, and finds a blue convertible one. But he was there picking up an Avalanche. And then you see another YouTuber buying an Avalanche. Then you see another YouTuber buying an Avalanche. It's like, what the? It's like, okay. It's just like the electric Dodge Charger. You start seeing YouTubers buy them and stuff like that. Now Randy bought one. Just like the Cybertruck. One YouTuber bought one, all of a sudden 3 or 4. The TRX, the Dodge Charger, the Dodge Challenger, the Daytonas, the Mustangs. Every damn time you see one YouTuber buying a certain car, the square bodies. How many people have seen the square bodies on YouTube? One YouTuber gets a square body on there, and all of a sudden here comes a flood of square bodies. It's ridiculous. Every time Puddin' Fab Shop puts up any of his square bodies, it's like all these YouTubers flock to that. Like, oh, I'm gonna go spend my kid's college fund on some piece of shit square body that I'm gonna pay 3 times as much for, just to try to be with this YouTuber. And then when they do it in their video tanks, they're like, well, what about me? And that's about the same way as I feel about the 3rd Gen Camaro. I feel, even with 3rd Gen Junkies channel, I feel that the 3rd Gen Camaro should get way more love than what that car does. Way more. Even on the internet, that car gets tanked. And I have no idea why. But the Fox Body Mustang is more popular than ever. Now, I'm not going to say it's because of the Fox Body Mustang. There's a lot of differences and stuff like that with the Fox Body Mustang. I mean, one thing that made the Fox Body Mustang so much popular, especially in the late 90s, was, and everybody can say no, but there was more Fox Body Mustangs in music videos than there was ever 3rd Gen Camaros. The most popular one was Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. That one, and the one from Don't Be a Menace to Society. The green one in that, with the gold rims. Pretty sure that's the name of that movie. But yeah, y'all know what movie I mean. Both of them convertibles. But those 2 movies evolutioned the Fox Body Mustang to where 3rd Gen Camaro, I don't think, ever be. I mean, I think you had Simon and Simon, I think, had a red one in their show at one time and stuff like that, but it wasn't very good. You can't really say that the Knight Rider car, because everybody is going to go out and get a Firebird, and what should have happened is the 3rd Gen Camaro, the 82 through 92 3rd Gen Camaro should have never been called the Camaro. Should have never been called the Camaro. They should have made a tribute to the Trans Am and made the black and gold like the one I have out there, just like the one I have out there. They should have made that car the Burt Reynolds Special, because it looks more like a 77 Firebird than anything they came out with after that. And then that car would have been legendary. And I think that's the main problem with that car, especially people that remember Fear Factor. They're just going to remember Fear Factor as, oh, those are the cars that they launched off the semis and destroyed all the time. They're not going to be worth any money. I don't think Fear Factor ever launched a Fox Body Mustang out of a semi. At least I've never seen one. So, yeah. I think things like that is what hurts the value of a third gen Camaro. And the only way that those cars are ever going to be worth the kind of money that they deserve to be worth is if people start doing the research and really digging in on exactly what them cars are, like all the Fox Body Mustang owners. That's why I don't own a Fox Body Mustang no more. I used to own 3 or 4 Fox Body Mustangs. I decided to go to a damn Fox Body meet. Never been one before, and it was just nothing but Fox Bodies. Mine was an 88 hardtop, had a 302 in it, a little nitrous, 5-speed. And I pulled it in there, and my car looked like total shit. The back part of it was primered red, like the dark primered red. And the front of it was like a mixture of white primer and black primer. It was like that when I bought it. I think I only paid like $1,200 from this kid, and he said the clutch was out of it. It wasn't the clutch that was out of it. The damn hose that ran, if I remember right, the hose that ran from the clutch reservoir down to the clutch master cylinder was completely like clogged up and rotted. Like it was shot. And I replaced just that hose, and the car run like a rape date. I took it to this Fox Body meet. And these people were asking me questions that I didn't even know existed about a Fox Body Mustang. Suspension, this, that, about the... I mean, it was just like, what? And they were so particularly about all this shit about these Fox Body Mustangs that they were mad at me for not knowing any of this. Where so... one of the guys that was there comes up to me, and I can't remember how much it was. I do remember I paid like $1,200 for this car, and I think I had a couple $100 in it. So it's like $1,500. I had $1,500 into this car. I know I bought tires for it. And I can't remember what this guy popped off the mouth and stuff said, but he comes up to me, and I think he gave me like $4,000 or $5,000 for that car. And I think it was in a Isuzu pickup truck. Yeah. Yep. They didn't want me driving the car no more. They didn't even want me touching the damn car. My own car. Luckily I had the title on me. I used to do that a lot. I don't do that anymore, but I used to carry the titles on my cars a lot. Because I never know when I was going to sell them. But yeah. It was absolutely insane. These Fox Body guys act like they didn't want me touching my own damn car. And the guy comes up to me. I think it was like $5,000, and I know it was a black and gray Isuzu pickup truck, like a 90 something. It wasn't a newer one. It was like a 95 or some shit like that. Like, oh, square looking ass fucking Isuzu. Yeah, the guy was just like, please sell this car to me. This is all I've got. And I thought that he just wanted to be in the club. So I sold him the car, stuff like that. Hey, here you go, buddy. Have fun with your friends. No, he owned like fucking 10 of them. Just because I wasn't into that circle, they didn't even want me driving the damn car. They didn't want me to embarrass the circle. I can give a damn less. You want that damn thing? There you go. I'm not really a Mustang lover. You know, I've owned a few Fox Bodies and stuff like that, but tell you the truth, I think the one thing that I dislike about the Fox Body is you can't really rag on them damn things and beat the hell out of them and keep them pristine. You know, you got to put frame. The one thing you have to do, especially if you have a standard, is you better put frame connectors underneath that fucker, or you're going to twist that damn car to hell, and you're gonna be wondering why you can't get your passenger side door open to get your goddamn woman in there to go to date night. Yeah, always a passenger door. Always cracks right there too. So yeah. Well, guys, I guess I'm done off of here. But yeah, I just want to talk to y'all about that, and I do feel and stuff, in probably the next 10 to 15 years. I hope it's not that long. But it's probably going to be that long that the third gen Camaro is going to finally be probably worth split bumper money. I don't know if it'll ever be worth first gen money, but most definitely split bumper money. And that's just another thing, guys. You know, the third gen Camaro should actually be called the fourth gen Camaro. I mean, they didn't like the damn split bumper. I mean, the 70, we can just say the 70 model Camaros, Chevrolet didn't like them so damn much, they kind of forgot them in the damn, the Chevrolet line, the Camaro line. But, alright guys, y'all have a good one. Share, like, and subscribe. Hopefully this weather does something. Yes, it's the end of May. I think it's like, what, May 15th or 17th or something like that? Yeah. Alright guys. Thank you. Share, like, and subscribe. I know I need a haircut. Can't afford it. Later.